Hi, I'm Claudia Pinkowski from The Papers. We're here with Tracey Davies, president of Money2020. We're going to find out what everybody's talking about at this edition of Money2020, what people are excited, and what they want to know more about. Stay with us to find out too. So Money2020 Europe is one of the biggest events in the industry. What does that growth feel like from the inside? And what does it tell you about where the industry's appetite sits right now?
Well, this is our 10th year of Money2020 Europe. And what does growth feel like? Well, I guess it feels good. The show is, it's our biggest actually since the sort of COVID comeback. So there's a lot of technology, there's a lot of new stuff, but of course, payments is as old as time, and, there's ongoing conversations and lots of new stuff. So I think what it feels like is energetic, exciting, and I think people really want to be here, and you can just feel it in the air, which is lovely as the organizer.
I bet that every conference makes editorial choices about what not to include into its program as much as what to include. So what's the conversation you considered putting on the agenda this year but decided to leave outside?
That's something we're always having to balance at all of our shows around the world. We start to form what do we think the big topics are, and then we'll release our content pillars. Obviously we've got ones this year around AI, around rebundling, around regulation, and then we release that out, then people apply. So there's always much more demand than we can cope with, which is, one of the things that we deal with. So there's a lot that didn't get on the stage. What we try to do is curate, the very best that we can, but, there's so much stuff that we could put on. So maybe we need another 5 stages and then we could, have everything. But the choices we make are really important. And we really consult with the industry very carefully.
Since you already mentioned the 4 content pillars for this year, I wanted to ask you, which one of those 4 do you think will generate the most heated debates on the stage this year?
Last year there was talk, if we think about decentralized finance, the intersection of DeFi and TradFi. Indeed, we're publishing a book on that topic today, the intersection of money. So there is a lot of heated debate. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of talk about stablecoin and the use cases, particularly around payments, but not everybody agrees. There's some very heated topics around that, and I think that's important. There's a lot of topics around European sovereignty. We know a lot of stablecoin tethered to dollar, and there's a lot of talk about the role of Europe. There's quite a heated debate about that. Debate is really important. That is what we try to bring out in our sessions so that you have differences of opinion. Because when you've got so many things coming through, you can't, not everyone's going to think the same. So there's a lot of heated debate on stablecoin. I think there is a lot around AI. And that's, around the use cases, what's hype, what's real. So I think there's a lot there. So I think we try to surface those voices.
For this year, you decided to introduce Smart Meat as well. Will this remain a feature for Money2020, or is it a plan for bigger things?
Obviously, we're the place where money does business. That's what it's about. Of course, it's about learning. It's about experiencing the content. It's about being educated. But it's about doing business. And this is where partnerships get formed, deals get done. And so we think very carefully about how can we help our customers and bring them together to do meetings. And Smart Meet is our new Europe innovation on that. So we'll be taking it around the world. Indeed, it was in Vegas last year and it will be even bigger this year. So it's here to stay, and what I can see is it's gone really well.
So it's already been 8 years of Rise Up. Can you tell us a bit about what the data shows? Where do women sit in senior fintech leaderships in 2026 compared to when you started?
So Rise Up we launched in 2018, which is, as many people know, our accelerator program for ambitious women. we still know that funding of female entrepreneurs runs behind the funding of male founders. So systemically, there's still some work to be done in the world. Obviously, that is in many industries, not just the financial services industries, but many companies in this industry have lent into that and have incredible programs. And I think Rise Up reflects that as well. So look, we're not at parity and 50-50 and all of those kinds of things. But progress is being made, and at Money2020, we're very intentional. We've run Rise Up since 2018. We're very intentional about, the inclusivity on our stages. And, I think that's an important role for us to play in the industry. So I remain proud of Rise Up, and obviously Amplify program for minority leaders that we brought in 2021. It continues to grow and get stronger.
You've been building Money2020 Europe for a decade now. What still keeps you energized and curious?
Well, we now have 5 Money2020s, so that certainly keeps you quite energized, because I think a decade ago we had 2. So now, obviously we start the year in Miami, Fintech Americas, our new show that's joined the family, then Asia, which grew by 40% this year. There's a lot of work that we're doing in Asia to make sure that covers the whole region. It's really exciting. Just had its 3rd show. So, it's a very young show, and we're so excited about what we are doing and building in Asia. Europe, 10 years this year. I'm as excited about Europe today as I was 10 years ago. And, this morning we were talking about some of our plans for 2027. We just love delivering the shows. We just really enjoy helping customers do business. What we do, we enjoy the creative side of it. And we just love to see the outcomes we create. And then obviously we go from here to Riyadh, our show that was new last year in the Middle East. And we end the year at the original, the one and only Money2020 USA, which is 2012 was the first edition. We're reinventing that again. It's our last year at the Venetian, and we moved to our new home at the Las Vegas Convention Center and Resorts World. Super excited about that. And so we're reinventing again. And I think that's what keeps us energized. The industry keeps reinventing itself, new technology, and therefore that's what we do as well. And I think for me and the whole team, that's what keeps us energized.